If you're looking to grow a team, if you're looking to start, scale your business, you want to bring in new people, which is the only way you can grow a business, then you're going to have to learn how to manage people. Most people leave a company because of their manager. It's not because they hate the job or hate the tasks or hate the job role. It's normally they leave a business because they are not being given the support they need from a line manager. So you need to understand that to make sure that you are retaining staff. This is something we introduced about a year ago, and this is more about like the company culture and us. Like, a review shouldn't just be one way where you are interrogating your team member. It should be structuring team reviews. I have gone through a round in January, certainly with Aura, and quite a lot with XP actually, in terms of yearly reviews or half yearly reviews. And I thought it would be good to do a bit of a deep dive into kind of how we do that. I think we've done this before, and I'm going to share with you the structure and the template that we use within our business to review our team. So, if you're looking to grow a team, if you're looking to start, scale your business, you want to bring in new people, which is the only way you can grow a business, then you're going to have to learn how to manage people, how to run efficient HR processes. And we were pretty fluffy, I'd say, at the start of our businesses, where we didn't have these structures, we didn't have these processes, and you come unstuck when maybe you have to fire someone, for example, and you haven't got the track history of managing their performance and showing that you've done the things you should be doing to help them succeed in the role, and having that track record of progress. So these are literally our template documents from a review perspective. If you want this, then drop a comment below called review, and we get this sent across to you. So very simple at the top. It's who is the team member, what date did they start within your business, what's their job title, and then we would generally put a hyperlink to their job description, who's their line manager, and then what is the date of the review. And then we get into the good stuff. So basically this top section is going to be all about the key areas of that person's role. And normally, if your job descriptions are set up well from day one, it should be almost a copy paste of their key tasks and key areas within the business that can go into this review. Because ultimately, if you've been really clear about what their job role is within your business in the job description, that's what you should be managing them on. That's what you should be judging them on in terms of their performance. And that's why it needs to go into this section. So we've got 5 different categories, from excellent, very good, good, satisfactory, and requires improvement. And then ultimately each row is a different part of the key area within this person's role. And I mean, this looks like it's templated, drafted as if it's a sort of assistant of some kind. Obviously, these things will change depending on the job role itself and who you are reviewing. So that's all good. That's their kind of general key areas and the sort of things that they are responsible for within the business. And then we go on to more generic stuff. So this is more about using discretion and trustworthiness in the company, taking responsibility, making decisions for your workload, your communication and organizational skills, ability to multitask, ability to utilize technology and all of the systems and processes that you use in your business. And again, it's excellent, very good, good, satisfactory, requires improvement. And then it comes on to the input of their role. So actually, the summary of their performance from an input perspective. So that's their willingness to work, the volume and speed of work, the quality of work, using their initiative, progress since last review, all of these things. At one point we started with just requires improvement, satisfactory, good, very good. And then you get, superstars within the business that very good just doesn't cut the mustard. So you need to add another column of excellent. Maybe we'll end up having outstanding at some point. And if you get value from these videos, imagine what we could do for your business with more one-to-one coaching. Now, we've spent over £100,000 on training, business coaching, non-exec directors, and we love sharing that information with our mentees. Click one of the links in the description to find out more. Back to the video. And then it comes down to the cooperation and communication within the team. So you're looking at how well they communicate with staff at their own level, staff reporting to them if they're in a managerial position, how they get on with their manager, how do they externally get on with the consultants that they're working with or the clients that they're working with. And then you're down to the more subjective things, which are a bit more kind of longer-winded and basically over to the team themselves. The one thing that I should have said at the start of this is that we give this review form to our team members. This isn't something that we fill out. We actually give it to the team member for them to fill it out themselves. You get to see their expectations or where they think they're at in their role. And then during the review meeting itself or beforehand, we would often fill out our own review. And then you can compare and contrast expectations. If your expectations are up here, as the employer, but your team member isn't on the same wavelength, well, you need to do something about that. Or vice versa, where your employee thinks they're an absolute superstar and, all guns blazing, doing fantastically well, but you actually think there's huge amounts of improvement that they need to make in certain areas. Well, there's a huge misalignment there. So this is the opportunity in these reviews to feedback that deficit. Coming on to things like, what parts of the job do they enjoy? What parts do they not enjoy so much? And this is really actually crucial, because you get to understand more about what makes them tick. So if you understand what makes people tick, you know where to place them in certain situations, what they're going to excel at and what they're going to be more motivated to do well, more so than the things that they don't enjoy, and therefore probably aren't that motivated to kind of want to do more of those types of tasks. Then it's more about their strengths, and we don't say weaknesses, we say areas to consider. What are they strongest at? In what areas of the business are their key strengths? And then actually, what are the things where they're not quite doing as well as they should be? What areas do they need to consider improving? And that then feeds back into how you as a manager, as a business, can help them do it. Then we set key criteria like performance targets and goals. So this is very specific and measurable, and this is really key, because if you do have issues with a team member and you have to put them on a performance management process or fire them, I guess, because they're not performing, these are key things that you can refer back to. You're almost agreeing these targets within the review and saying, look, is this achievable for you? If they say yes and they're agreeing to it, in 6 months down the line they haven't done it, there's no fallback from that. It's, you agreed this, we agreed this together, this is what the targets were, you haven't achieved them, therefore X, Y, and Z. And then the management actions are things that you can, based on what's been said in terms of areas to consider or the performance targets that they need to achieve, but what do you need to do as a manager, as a business owner, to help them achieve those targets? So it might be training, it could be extra education, it could be a helping hand with X, Y, and Z. So yeah, that's what the management actions are going to include. And then lastly, this is something we introduced about a year ago, and this is more about like the company culture and us. Like, a review shouldn't just be one way where you are interrogating your team member. It should be a feedback loop for both business owner and employee. And that's what this final stage is all about. So it's a system of understanding what their views are on the business and how you could maybe improve upon them. So how would you rate the company culture? How would you rate the company management? Are you happy with your career progression? These are all key things that you need to understand as a business owner. Most people leave a company because of their manager. It's not because they hate the job or hate the tasks or hate the job role. It's normally they leave a business because they are not being given the support they need from a line manager. So you need to understand that to make sure that you are retaining staff. A few more questions about the company culture, more questions in management whereby people can explain and elaborate on some of the things up here. So this was a checkbox type thing again, where it's grading, excellent, very good, good, satisfactory. But this section allows them to elaborate on some of those key things. That maybe there's been a specific situation where they need to relay to you that this has happened, that has happened, and this gives them the opportunity to do that. So that is it, top to bottom. If you want this template, we do find that this is an excellent way of covering all bases and going into a review structured, retaining staff better, improving your systems and relationships with your team. There's many ways you can do this. This works for us. This has been taken and stolen from various bits and bobs across the years into a place where I think it's a really comprehensive way of reviewing your team.
If you got value from this video, make sure you click the subscribe button down below and ring the notification bell, because we release one video at least every week, so be the first to get notified. See you on the next one.